close out on shooters.
You mentioned it. This SMU team is one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country. The way they go after the offensive glass is next level.
No, it is next level. And when you have a player like Peterson who can do that, she missed the jump ball on the tip. She has been excellent at rebounding the basketball.
Wide open three, no good. Smith almost had to put back, but empty-handed there for Georgia Tech. We'll look at SMU's starting lineup. Already mentioned Nia Robertson. Zanai Jones, another player to watch out of Jersey City, running the point. TK Pitts, a 6'1" guard, brings some size there to the backcourt.
Now they have some solid size, and you see how the guards, the posts, they go hard to the basket, especially for rebounding. But, you know, that's going to be the challenging thing. Georgia Tech a bit undersized, but that's going to be a matchup problem because SMU, they do have some players that can really win the matchup against Georgia Tech.
Here's Robertson, takes the shot, put back on the rebound. Woods, there's an offensive board. We'll look at Georgia Tech's starting lineup. There's Termes with the ball now. Danny Carnegie not on there, always coming off the bench. Tonie Morgan along with Kara Dunn. This team very well-rounded. A lot of players that can fill it up. Morgan misses there. Peterson with the board, and talk about one of the best rebounders, you got to talk about her.
Yeah, no, she leads the ACC in rebounding at about 12.1 a game, and already 2 early rebounds in this one.
Nearly averages a double-double, just under 10 points per game as SMU swings it around. Mustangs, Robertson kicks it outside. Woods, another. Jones, short. Another offensive rebound for the Mustangs. It's over and back, no one tipped it.
I know, but Peterson is just relentless. You see she's laying her body out on the line, trying to hustle to get rebounds or second chance opportunities for her team, and just falls short because that ball crossed over the half-court line.
Talking about this SMU team, the team believes that the key is starting fast. They've had some slow starts where they'll play well later in the game, but they've already dug too big of a hole.
And that's what Coach Wilson talked about. She's like, we can't get deep into a hole and try and play catch up. You've got to start the game out early, attacking, being aggressive, because it's tough when you have to dig yourself out of a hole and then playing catch up to try and get a victory, especially on the road.
Peterson goes in against Termes. Misses. 1 for 4 from the field, SMU. Georgia Tech still looking for that first bucket.
Oh,
here's Dunn underneath, wide open.
And that was fortunate pitch. She could have been called for that wraparound hole, but Dunn was able to get free for the layup.
Dunn, an 1,000-point scorer for Georgia Tech, and Robertson moves. So that will give the ball back to GT. Toyelle Wilson in her 4th season as SMU's head coach. Has had stops at Baylor, Michigan, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, no, she has played with some, or not played, but coached on some high caliber programs. And, you know, we talked to her and asked her about her days at Baylor with Coach Mulkey, you know, just what she's been able to learn and bring into her own system. But she's building a culture at SMU and is excited about this team joining the ACC.
Woods, trail 3, it's good.
And that's a big time shot. You see SMU being aggressive. You know, Georgia Tech playing aggressive defense, trying to push them off their mark.
That one bounces and goes. Ties it up 5-5.
Yeah, I say it. Chit Chat Wright had something to say, and she gets a nice bounce for the bucket.
Too high, Georgia Tech building some momentum, getting the ball back there. As you look at Nell Fortner, just got extended.
Yeah.
Sticking around a little longer.
Yeah, no, she's going to be here for some years to come, and I'm sure, you know, Georgia Tech is very excited to have her at the helm and seeing how she's been pushing this program forward and, you know, building a tradition of a team going to postseason or wanting to go to postseason and bringing in talent again from the state of Georgia. It's been big for Coach Fortner and her staff.
Here's Tonie Morgan, one of the best playmakers in the ACC. Termes steps back for the 3, misses it all, and out on Georgia Tech.
But you got to applaud SMU's defense right now. They've been aggressive and trying to force some outside shots rather than the early penetration we saw from Tonie Morgan when she missed that layup. But, you know, the majority has been hard duck-ins trying to get the ball in the paint, but they've defended pretty well.
SMU already going to the bench, bringing in Denavia Hall, taken away. Georgia Tech on the other end. Morgan, Euro, gets the foul.
She's so athletic. You can just see her as soon as she's skying, figuring out in her head what type of move she wants to make. Little razzle-dazzle going to the lane and flips it. Unable to hit the layup, but the athleticism to get by Woods, still create the contact to draw the foul, but giving herself an opportunity to shoot and make that basket.
Guard out of Tallahassee, Florida. Dropped 28 points against Virginia Tech, and we were together for that one.
Double overtime game, yeah, that was a long one.
Long one.
I mean, she had 28, I believe. Kara Dunn had 33, so it was a lot of scoring from those two players on Georgia Tech's squad. But since they've gotten back in the rhythm after they hit that skid of losing 3, it's going back to sharing the basketball and, you know, having more balanced scoring where they've had several games this season with at least, you know, the starting lineup or at least 5 players in double figures.
Averaging just under 13 points per game. This is the first. A 70%, 71% free throw shooter on the year. Had 12 points against Miami, gets the second to go. She's 1 of 2 from the line. Georgia Tech takes their first lead of this game, 6-5. Jones inside. Peterson takes a dribble, has it ripped away, jump ball call.
And that's good defense. See Peterson trying to be aggressive and make a strong move to the basket. But Kara Dunn was right there. As soon as she brought that basketball down, grabbed it. But SMU maintains the possession, gets the jump ball call, but it's good defense by Kara Dunn.
Getting it back to Robertson, floater on the run, gets it back, another offensive rebound, second chance.
Second chance points, and we know they rebound and go aggressively for the offensive rebounds. And, you know, Robertson, she doesn't average a lot, but she knows where her shot, if it's off, where it's gonna fall. Usually the shooter knows best, and she was able to get that putback.
Here's Danny Carnegie, nice pass underneath. Morgan has it taken away. Seeing Danny Carnegie in the lineup for the first time this game. Pass underneath, Peterson wide open.
And that was a big-time move right there. It kind of even caught me off guard. Hall made such a quick move to the basket and was able to find the open Peterson for that lay-in. It's a good two-man game.
Dunn gets another foul.
But
She'll
that's
head to the line
big.
for the first time.
And I think trying to get Peterson in some foul trouble to get her on the bench. She is that last line of defense for SMU, and that's a tough matchup when Kara Dunn's taking you one-on-one.
That is Peterson's first, just the second team foul we've seen from SMU and in general right now. We talked about the offensive glass just with Peterson. Right now, 4 offensive rebounds for SMU to just 1 for Georgia Tech. Dunn's good on the first. Dunn, another Georgia native, one of many on this Georgia Tech roster. Hits the second, 2 for 2, and down by 1. Jones bounce for Peterson. Back out Woods from Lincoln, Nebraska, transferred from Xavier. Robertson into the paint, goes for Peterson. No one's there, taken away by Smith. Chit Chat over for Augusta Naite. Carnegie missed 3 games with an injury earlier this season, but come back stronger. Augusta Naite from deep, no good. Dunn gets the offensive rebound and the second chance points.
And, I mean, what more can you say about Kara Dunn's rebounding? I mean, she has been incredible with her averaging, leading the team in rebounding this season, and she has been aggressive. That's what I think has increased her scoring average, is how aggressive she's been on the floors.
6 rebounds per game this year. Another long range, no good. Right now from distance, Georgia Tech 1 of 5. Each team has hit a single three. Here's Jones, who came from Villanova. Pull up Jay. Pure.
Yeah, that was a big time shot and made it look easy, Jones did with that baseline Jay.
Carnegie pulls up along two. Peterson another rebound, still free, but goes with the Mustangs. Jones pushing the pace. Outside, Hall goes over for Peterson, bobbled, but last touched by Augusta Naite, and it should be Mustangs ball when we come back. SMU players were allowed to shoot, stay warm, but now the first quarter back underway from Atlanta, 3:20 on the clock, 11-10, SMU on top. Jones for TK Pitts, back with 5 on the shot clock. Woods, the three, it's good.
Hey, Woods, Hall has come out here balling, and we saw the penetration, but she's been really confident. It's a big move on Augusta Naite, and she was able to knock it down.
Nailed it. Hall on that three. That was her first bucket, first shot of the game. 1 for 1 from deep, but turnover there for Georgia Tech.
Yeah, Carnegie and Dunn just a little off on that pass, and especially in the positioning where Dunn probably wanted to receive it.
Tonight Jones, a fantastic point guard with the ball. Went to Hudson Catholic, all-time leading scorer and assist leader for that program. Did it all. Kicks it out back, Hall. Jones, under 10 now on the shot clock. Almost stolen away, but stays with SMU. Now the rebound grabbed down by Carnegie.
And that's one thing about Georgia Tech. They have some solid rebounding guards. I mean, being undersized, but everybody on this squad, especially the guards, they like to rebound the ball.
Dunn from the corner, three.
And as she gets honored for scoring her 1,000th point, like she did, I believe that was against Duke, their last home game. This is the first time they were able to celebrate her, give her a ball, but it's a nice shot, just showing how she scored those 1,000 points by shooting the basketball.
Another three for SMU. It falls, finding a rhythm from deep.
Right, Woods knocks that down at the top of the key, and right now this is going back and forth, but SMU is doing a solid job and shooting around 46% from the field. They're shooting the basketball pretty well, 40% from three, or 50%.
Augusta Naite way too strong. Here's SMU with a 4-point lead. No good on that three. Augusta Naite with the rebound. Carnegie hits the paint. Mid-range, no good. Stays with Georgia Tech. Morgan goes back. Carnegie again. Morgan back. No good. Foul called. It's going against Morgan.
You see Morgan getting a little frustrated. Early on, it's layups, a couple of them that she's usually a finisher and finishing those shots at the rim, and she's missed those chippies. But trying to hustle gets called for a foul.
She'll head to the bench. Really good shooter for the Yellow Jackets, 12th in the ACC with 48% from the field, but she'll take a seat. Zoesha Smith in with Carnegie. Here's Woods over for Hall. Goes into the corner, puts it up. Mogaliko called on the offensive foul.
But heads up to Chit Chat Wright, getting in the right position. It seemed like she may have been in that restricted area, but she read that well. Good help defense, coming over, and as soon as she was right there in that position, as soon as the SMU player was able to land in the paint.
Kayla Blackshear in for Georgia Tech, the 6'1" senior at the 5 right now. Carnegie floats one in and out. Can't find a bucket right now.
Georgia Tech has been struggling offensively. The knock a basket down as this first quarter is winding down. SMU's been very confident and intentional on their shots, whether they go in or not.
Georgia Tech, one of their last 7 shots from the field, gone cold. Jones in the paint, draws the foul.
And that was a good penetration by Jones. Right now, SMU has just been really attacking Georgia Tech's defense, and especially in the paint. They understand that that's gonna open up, allow them to get a shot closer to the basket or give us a teammate an opportunity for an outside score.
Jones shoots 79% from the line. Brought a lot of experience to this SMU team. Coming from Villanova, wasn't just on the team there, but started all 31 games for them last year. With these transfers, biggest thing you want is bringing in usually players who have experience playing high-level ball.
No, you want that, especially when you, like you said, moving up or moving into a different conference, a Power 4 conference. So it's a learning experience, but Coach Wilson said this team is enjoying the experience.
A one-hand chuck from Chit Chat Wright, and it almost went. Georgia Tech with it at the baseline. Taken away, Pitts saying she touched it last. It'll stay on this side of things. In, out, back in. 2 there for Georgia Tech.
And that was big. After we saw that shot, Chit Chat tried to hit while the quarter was winding down in the first. She hits that shot on the baseline.
Chit Chat Wright. Corner, Thompson called on the travel, the freshman from Mableton, Georgia.
But that's good. She's getting some quality minutes. You know, she's been solid and just waiting her turn. Anytime her number's called, she comes in the game and is aggressive and trying to score the basketball. Yeah, go ahead.
2-point lead right here for SMU. Jones around the pick. Back, trailing. No good this time from Woods, and a foul on the floor going against Termes.
Yeah, no, and that's what SMU is going to do. They know that their teammates are going to try and shoot that basketball, but they're going to aggressively attack the rim to try and get the offensive rebound.
Pitts comes to the bench. Robertson, Peterson, Hall, Woods, and Jones on for SMU.
And Robertson has been really quiet to start this game. We haven't seen much from her. See if she can try and turn it a bit.
Here she is, right off the baseline, and she listened.
She did, and I like the post-up game. She thought she had a mismatch against Chit Chat and was aggressive, went right at her and was able to score that layup.
Standing at 5'7", Fort Worth, Texas. Here's Georgia Tech on the other end. Thompson, corner 3.
And that's how Thompson's gonna get minutes. I mean, playing solid defense, but being able to hit 3-point shots when she's set up, like Chit Chat Wright just did for her teammate.
Gotta hit them when you're open.
You're right.
Here's Peterson. Couldn't tell if it was for Jones or for Woods, and it's a throwaway turnover, SMU.
And now you see SMU not playing in that same flow we saw in that first quarter. Georgia Tech speeding them up a little bit, and now Georgia Tech only down 1 point.
17th ranked Georgia Tech has trailed this game for 8.5 minutes. No good there from Chit Chat. Wright gets him back. Here's Smith. Again, Wright falling away. Looks like her ankle might have gotten upset, but she gets the 2. The lead here for Georgia Tech. Robertson quickly on the other end, no good. Georgia Tech ball.
Man, and that was a tough roll. It looked like Robertson was gonna get it going and get that layup and ended up with a miss.
Thompson seeing if she was feeling hot from deep. No good, but Robertson in the corner, 3. Too strong. Wrapped down.
When you have those long threes, if you're Zoesha Smith, you gotta push out. Zoesha Smith's been really quiet to start this game. Haven't had much from her, especially since she's been on a tear the last 2.
Jones pulls up.
Something about that rim.
Just jams it in there. So Georgia Tech take possession at the baseline. or excuse me, SMU will take it at the baseline. That's what the SMU bench was just saying to their players, was that it's their ball.
I think there's some confusion. That's the second time I think that's happened this game where the staff has had to tell them to come back. You still have the possession.
TK Pitts, 6'1" junior out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, checks back in, as well as 22 and Wright. Kylie Marshall trickles around the rim, doesn't go. Termis rips it out as the foul goes against Denovia Hall.
Yeah, and I think I just said what Woods wanted to say as that ball rolled out. Or I'm sorry, not Woods, but Hall. And it was a big-time play. She couldn't get the ball to fall, but instead gets the foul, trying to get the basketball back from Termis.
Termis, one of the best passing bigs in the ACC. Pitts steals it away. Goes in, lays it up, draws the foul. She'll head to the line for 2.
And that's a big aggressive move. Pitts gets the steal, but then takes it right at Zoe Smith and is in attack mode, draws the foul. And right now, Zoe Smith not looking like the same player that Georgia Tech has seen the last couple of games. Coach Fortin is going to give her a minute and comes back in with Blackshear. I say it, between one of those two players, they have to have at least double digits in points, but definitely be aggressive on the boards if Georgia Tech's going to have a good opportunity of winning.
Here's Pitts at the line, hits her first, 57% on the year. She stole the ball to get to the other end for the foul. 4th in steals per game in the ACC with 2.3, misses the second, 1 of 2. Here's Morgan, dribbles to the outside. Back for Termis, Kara Dunn trying to get open. Thompson with the left hand. Thompson, a coming out party.
She is. This is a coming out party, and she's coming off the bench being really aggressive. Something we usually see from Danny Carnegie, but today Tiana Thompson is letting it rip.
She's got 5 points already here in the second quarter, 2 of 4 from the floor. Peterson, long range 2, goes out, Dunn with the board. Here's Thompson again. Go back to the hot hand. Step in the bucket.
And Georgia Tech's bench is going crazy. I think Kara Dunn saw it a mile away. Tonie Morgan was asking for it, but she pushed it up to Tiana Thompson, and Tiana Thompson.
A huge start, especially considering with Carnegie and Morgan right now and Zoe Smith not producing. That's huge right now for the Young Jackets.
It is. And like you said, Carnegie's been in a bit of a slump, but trying to get out of it, still leading rookies in scoring, though. But when you have other players coming off your bench, and I think that's why Coach Fortner has been so excited about this squad. She just got an extension, meaning she's going to be here for quite some time based on the product she's putting out on the court this season.
It's looking good so far. Here's Marshall, Peterson, shot clock at 1 and a travel.
Yeah, it was a good, strong move. I was waiting to see it, but moved that pivot foot a little too hard, trying to give that fake. Gets called for the travel, but Peterson, she can score, nearly averaging a double-double, but we know she can rebound the basketball with the best of them.
Here's Thompson again. Handoff for Morgan. Morgan's had double figures in 4 of her last 5 outings. Termis trying in the post, bounces underneath. Dunn. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Termis takes the 3. No good, poked out by Blackshear.
But you gotta applaud SMU's defense. They're doing a great job with those cuts. We know how much Kara Dunn likes to get those easy layups from those backdoor cuts, and they are limiting those opportunities, making it difficult for Georgia Tech to get those open looks tonight.
Held scoreless for the last 4 minutes from the field. Missed their last 6 shots. Jones, pull-up jumper. Misses again. Thompson with the rebound. That's her first to go with her 7 points. Dunn back, Thompson, another. This one's no good. Dunn underneath, tried to pull it out, and a jump ball.
And that was good hustle, Kara Dunn. Watched that basketball go up and followed Tiana Thompson's shot and was able to get in the mix. Fortunately for Georgia Tech, they maintained the possession based on Kara Dunn's hustle.
2 team fouls for Georgia Tech, 1 for SMU right now. Either team with anyone in foul trouble at the moment. Going over the top, no one there. Robertson, the other end, finishes.
Probably the easiest shot she's had all night.
That gets her up to 6 points. Al mentioned it. Had a slow start to this one. 3 of 7 now from the field. Blackshear over for Termes, handoff. Fakes it, goes to Dunn. Termes, corner 3! Termes, tall, big, but can hit from outside. 6'6", sophomore from Spain. As SMU now works it around, down 5. Out, Woods to her left. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Robertson with it, goes inside, floater. Woo. Can't get it to go off the backboard.
But
Peterson
look who was there.
Offensive rebound, Woods kicks it out, second chance 3.
Those are the ones, the daggers that hurt you. Peterson hustling to get another offensive rebound. Finds her teammate for the open kick out 3.
Termes hits back-to-back 3s.
And that's good to see her going. She didn't score a lot in the win at Miami. It wasn't needed, but she's starting to get in a flow this evening.
The foul going against SMU. Georgia Tech will take it from their half. Coach Wilson was really upset after Termes had that open trail 3.
Yeah, because they know she's capable. That was definitely on the scouting report and something I'm sure she prepared her team for it. You know, coaches, that can just irk them the most when you know it's something that you worked on at shoot-around or practice, preparing for the scout, and then the team hits you with the exact dagger that you prepared for.
Termes inside. Dunn, double teamed, gives it back. Termes can't get the mid-range.
Kara Dunn is working down low, whether it's trying to get her own shot or creating shots for her teammates, finding open looks. She has been putting in work.
Robertson over top, Pitts. Goes inside and steps out. Foot was on the line.
It was good defense by Kara Dunn. I said she's been doing it on both ends of the court tonight.
Dunn, a leader for this Georgia Tech team, as SMU right now trailing by 5, which is the largest lead of this game for Georgia Tech. It's also the largest lead for SMU, who led the majority of the first 10 minutes of this game as Thompson gets fouled.
She's being aggressive. I mean, attacking, that was a foul. You know, she's finding her spots. That's a tough matchup for Jones because Thompson does have the height advantage, but she's just taking it at her, draws the foul, and she's going to the free throw line for 2 shots.
That's the thing, Thompson, the freshman, she didn't just get the first 2 buckets and, oh, she's contributing off the bench. She's going after her offense.
No, she is, and that's how you have to be. When your number is called, you got to be in attack mode because you don't know how many more opportunities you may get. So you got to take full advantage. And tonight, Tiana Thompson is taking advantage of the opportunity Coach Fortin has given her to compete out here on the court.
In and out, 1 for 2. She's got 8 points on the evening. TK Pitts, one of a couple players through and through, part of this SMU program since their freshman year, taken away by Georgia Tech. On the run, Blackshear for Carnegie, too far in front, and a turnover, SMU ball.
Man, that would have been nice, though, if Carnegie was able to get that basketball and recover it back to Blackshear, who was trailing. And Blackshear threw a difficult lead pass, and Carnegie was trying to save it, but just fell short.
Pitts with it. Robertson averaging just under 20 points per game, 19.7, 3rd in the ACC. Going inside, Peterson lays it in, doing the work on offense. Peterson known for her rebounding, averaging 12.1 rebounds per game, but good for about 9 points as an offensive foul going against Georgia Tech gives it to the Mustangs. Though Georgia Tech is the team with the number next to their name, SMU, has come into McCamish ready for a fight.
Yeah, no, they have, and this is what the ACC is about. This is a game of runs, a game of spurts. We saw what SMU did in the first quarter. Georgia Tech has come back with a little bit more in the second, but SMU is still in attack mode, keeping this game interesting.
Miss there from SMU. Goes out. Looks like Peterson
took a hard hit.
Took a hit. Went down for a moment. Well, didn't go down, just dropped her head. And was rubbing her temple. Stays in the game, all good.
She's a tough player. Ready to get back out there and just keep playing.
Getting rebounds like that, you gotta.
Yeah,
you gotta be
she's
tough.
Taking some hits already. That wasn't the first one.
Definitely not. Won't be the last. Here's Robertson. Over. All now Peterson. Robertson looking for her shot. She's 5th in the country in three-point attempts. She's jacked up 176 on the season.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that wrist action is okay. She can let it fly.
She can. Long floater there, doesn't go. She's been a little quiet, just 6 points here in the first half for her. Termes looking for Carnegie. Goes for Blackshear. Chit Chat right. Floater off the glass, banks open.
And that's Chit Chat. That's one of her shots in her arsenal. She can make that runner, and she has been aggressive, especially since she was incorporated into Tech's starting lineup. You know, really attacking and getting to the basket, getting buckets for her team.
6 seconds left to go in the second quarter. SMU can have the last shot. Misses. Now Georgia Tech chucks it. No good on the full court heave, as that brings us to the end possession.
Right, and we highlighted Zoesha Smith in the first half, no points, but 3 rebounds, but see if she can get something going offensively, because the last couple of games she's been on a tear.
Our officials in this one, Tao Sissoko, Stevens, Ashley Gloss, Nick Capel. Goes out off the baseline, and Georgia Tech last on it. It'll be SMU. Jones to get the ball as Mustangs trailing here by 6. Largest lead for Georgia Tech in this game. Robertson tried to make the pass over for Jones. Gets tipped by Dunn out of play.
Right now you see SMU is being aggressive offensively trying to be aggressive and attack. Georgia Tech doing a good job of getting deflections and getting hands on the basketball.
Peterson inside gets doubled.
I thought that was coming to me.
You were
ready. Getting ready. I was getting
ready. You
had
the hand up. Woods, one hand, had just had to throw it up at the end of the shot clock. Dunn, nice pass. Smith doesn't get it.
I'm telling you, Kara Dunn's been throwing some dimes, playing some defense, setting up her teammates tonight. And that was a chippy that Zoesha Smith missed.
Peterson over the top of Termes, but you said it about Dunn. She's also marked up against Peterson.
Yeah.
Dunn trying to get open. Termes for Zoesha Smith. Smith still scoreless as well. Dunn in the corner. Gets it back from Termes. Still has it, draws the foul. Pitts gets called.
Right now, you see SMU trying to regroup to see what they need to do. Georgia Tech attacking. Kara Dunn has been attacking all night long, whether it's been looking for her own shot or looking to set her teammate up.
The last game at McCamish Pavilion for Georgia Tech was a close one as well. Took on 14th ranked Duke. And that one lost 55-50. The time before that, they were playing Clemson. They won 89-65. Only 2 losses here at home. Nell Fortner and her squad. Dunn misses, stays 34-30. Here's the Jersey City native, pull-up jumper, gets the bounce.
it's good for SMU to see Jones getting it going offensively. They need her. They need some more scoring or some more balanced scoring, especially from their starters.
Tonie Morgan yet to hit from the field, does have 3 helpers. Fading. Robertson goes back, Woods. Jones in for Peterson. Has Smith going against her one-on-one in the post. Works around, uses that pivot foot for the bucket.
And SMU is just continuing to play. I mean, this game is close, and they're battling. We know they've been close the last 3 games, losing those games within single digits.
Here's Dunn, underhand, too strong. Another rebound there for Peterson, who's already 1 away from that season average of 12. She's got 11. Foul going against Termes. Picks up her second. Excuse me, it was a block. Termes not called with a foul. It's her first block of this game. Jones pulls up, long 2.
And Georgia Tech, they're trying to figure out what they can do to slow SMU down defensively, because SMU is attacking to start this third.
Morgan physical there, getting inside to draw the foul as we're tied up 36-36. Huge game for Georgia Tech at home and ranked, obviously, but huge for SMU. We talked about it at the top of the broadcast. They're on a 7-game losing streak right now.
Yeah, and still hungry. When we talked to Coach Wilson at shoot-around, she talked about how even though they've hit this 7-game losing streak or this skid, they've continued to keep the energy high, you know, continue to work at practice and try and get better, see if they can end this losing streak and come out with a victory.
Here's Morgan with the second. She's got 5 points now. Robertson needs help. Pitts gets it back underneath Termes. She was going for the foul. Pitts hits it out.
You see Robertson's just having a tough time, trying to get something working, really going hard to the basket. But Georgia Tech keeping a body on her and hands up, making it very difficult for her to try and score in the paint.
And she's got that, like she said, dog mentality, but also shooter's mentality. Here's Morgan, lays it in.
She was hands up like, please go in. I didn't want to see that roll out. She gets the friendly bounce.
But what I was saying is Robertson gonna take her shots when she gets them and gets those opportunities. You've seen her, she has not stopped trying to find her offense.
No, and that's what scorers or shooters do. You know, you can miss 10 straight and still shoot it. You know, that's the mentality as a scorer you have to have. And she has it. It's just that the basketball is just not falling for her in this one.
It's also what her team expects of her, to take a bulk of the shots and be that go-to. But, you know, when one player's not performing to their full potential, others step up. Peterson's got 8. Jones with 7. We've already talked about Keisha Woods with 11. Having a big game. Also, Peterson just 2 points away from a double-double. She's 8 and 12 right now. Jones around the pick, at the elbow. Down low,
Woo!
No one's there. Pitts.
Good look, good find. Pitts, the right place at the right time. Jones finds her.
Morgan, Hezzy, down low. Termes falls down, no foul. Ball still live. Dunn from long range, misses. Quickly on the other end. Robertson to the corner. Woods can't get it. Smith, the rebound. Quick transition game right now. Morgan, tough inside again. Gets back to the foul line.
Yeah, that was a tough foul, and you see how Tonie Morgan uses her body to get to the basket and to draw fouls, and she was just in attack mode. Both teams having a drought scoring-wise, can't get it going. Tonie Morgan sees the matchup one-on-one against Pitts in the double team and just drives hard between Jones and Pitts, draws the foul.
Third trip of the night for Tonie Morgan heading to the line. 4 of 5 with that one from the charity stripe. Right now, SMU out-rebounding Georgia Tech 27-24, but 10-6 on the offensive glass, which if anyone's watched this SMU team, it's what they do especially well with Peterson underneath, who just grabs the defensive board. That's her 14th.
Wow. we talk about how she rebounds the basketball. She is the best in the league, but she is dominant at her craft and what she does.
14 boards with 15 minutes of game time to go.
And still 8 points. She's gonna probably get a double-double tonight if she keeps on this pace.
Here's Robertson, can't get the underhand layup.
And she is frustrated. Everything she's throwing up is not falling. Woo, nice
Down
dive.
low, Morgan with the dish.
And I'm telling you, that's what Tonie Morgan can do. We can talk about these assists. Currently, she's second in the ACC, but first in ACC conference play in assists, even past the great Olivia Miles for Notre Dame with how she's been dishing it in conference play.
128 assists on the season. Peterson, nice post move, and that is her double-double. She's got 10 and 14.
And
4.5 minutes.
Yeah, you can see right now, this coaching staff at SMU understands their players are tired. They've been working on defense, and they're trying to tell them it's a break coming. Keep fighting.
And off, here's Dunn. Morgan again. Pulls up from 3. Pure.
That blows you. That blows you. Because Tonie Morgan is not known to hit threes, especially in that zone defense that SMU was playing. You know, trying to get a breather, but still trying to play some solid defense. And she just shoots over the zone and knocks the 3 down.
Here's Peterson, long 2.
Yeah, and has her double-double. She comes back and gives SMU a score, something they needed.
Here's Morgan out for Dunn in the corner, drives baseline. Hands it back. Carnegie still looking for her first points. Here's Morgan, does she try it again? Decides not to, gives it to Carnegie. Much more likely to shoot the 3. Georgia Tech almost with the offensive rebound, but SMU, Jones on top of it. Jones 7 points and 3 assists in this game. She does have 3 fouls. Back up for Robertson. Jones from 3, money.
And that's a big shot. Coach Wilson and her staff, they're ecstatic to see that 3 knocked down by Jones. And this brings this game back to 1 point. Georgia Tech up.
3 players in double figures now for SMU. They take it away. Pitts with Robertson. Pitts takes it herself. 2 points. They got the lead.
Right now, you see some fight, some grit in SMU, battling, going back into the zone defense to see if they can slow Tech down.
Carnegie, 5-time ACC Player of the Week, steps back from 3, and she breaks the seal.
I'm telling you, she makes it look so pretty. You wait for her to hit her first basket of the night, and she does it in dramatic style with a big 3.
Pitts, the contact, and the bucket. She'll head to the line. This SMU team is a good, talented basketball team. They're not a team you should expect to roll over in any way, and they're showing it here.
Yeah, no, and you look at these games, it's pretty crazy, and just how close they've been, especially with the last 3 losing in single digits. And in Louisville, they had a good lead going down to the wire, and Louisville was able to pull that game out. So I think it's been more so about trying to finish, you know, in the 4th quarter. And we see what they can do in this 3rd. They're making another run, but that 4th is going to be important.
That shot was upset by Magaliko. Carnegie on the layup. Inside, Pitts alone again, another 2.
And Georgia Tech, you got to get back. That's an easy shot, and Pitts is just lying in wait, waiting for it, received the pass, and was able to finish.
It's been multiple times.
Yeah.
Pitts has been underneath the rim with no one on or done.
Cherry picking.
For Smith, through contact off the glass. Second bucket of the game for Smith, who now has 4 points. Chit Chat, Wright, and Tonie Morgan are the only 2 players in double figures right now for Georgia Tech. Robertson working it around. Jones in the far corner.
And you see Georgia Tech trying to pick up their defense a little bit, being aggressive, big time. Tonie
And they
Morgan
do
calls
it.
that.
Thompson draws the foul, gives some momentum back to the Yellow Jackets, down by 1.
But I like it. This is a feisty game. You're not going to get anything easy. And you see Robertson telling the freshman, come at me if you want to, but that's if you're going to foul somebody going to the basket. You need to foul and make sure they don't knock and hit the shot. So she's going to the free throw line, but she's going to make the freshman earn it.
8 points for Thompson. We're not to her season high yet. She did have a 13-point game against Clemson earlier this year, so has gotten it done in the ACC as well. 65% free throw shooter, does tie the game up 52-52, under a minute to play in the third quarter. A crossover, Robertson, back for Pitts, now Jones. Over, Robertson, the 3,
Wow.
in and out again.
And that was a good look and still couldn't get it to knock down. Robertson, I know she is waiting for that shot to fall.
Thompson back for Morgan. She is 1 for 1 for deep, but not usually her game. That's more her style, can't get it to go.
And that was a lot of body. Tonie Morgan was looking for a foul call, a lot of contact when she went to the rim and fell short on that layup. But you gotta finish, you know, force the ref to make the call.
1 second difference between game clock and shot clock. Mustangs. Jones, down low. Pitts draws the foul before the quarter expires. It's gonna go against Kara Dunn.
And Pitts is doing a great job of just lying in wait on that baseline, waiting to receive the basketball, and she's kind of sneaking in, and Georgia Tech keeps missing and losing her within SMU's offense. And she's come up big money getting to the free throw line or knocking down easy layups.
Novia Hall checks in for SMU. Pitts hits the first. She's been money at the free throw line in her couple attempts, 3 of 4 right now.
Yeah, she's already at double digits, adding 5 rebounds to it.
Gets the second. 4 double-digit scorers now for SMU. Just throwing it around until the end of the buzzer. Doesn't get it off in time. No good. The third went to the Mustangs. Can Georgia Tech steal the 4th? Here's Wright. Short on the 2. Ripped out and a call on SMU. Bench doesn't like it.
Yeah, they didn't like it. Seems like Magaliko was trying to just hustle and thought she had the basketball, but a foul was called. Georgia Tech maintains the possession.
From the baseline, Georgia Tech in for Termis. Now for Kara Dunn. Dunn's got 9 points. Morgan trying to continue, couldn't get the bounce. Magaliko brings down the rebound. Magaliko hasn't gotten much time in this one, but second time on the floor as Robertson can't get it on the pull-up 2.
That was
She
good
falls
hustle.
to 3 of 16.
She did. That was good hustle by Chit Chat Wright to get the basketball. And Tonie Morgan gives it right back, loses it. These teams have to calm down a little bit, try and see what they can score in their half-court sets. It's going to be a battle of who can win the 4th quarter.
Right now, the turnover margin is +1 for SMU, but 12 turnovers for the Mustangs, 11 for the Yellow Jackets right now. All backing in, Pitts outside. Gets back into the post, floats one over the top, Pitts has 14.
And Pitts has been playing well. Something just came on. It was a light switch in that third, and that rim or that basket is looking wide open.
She averaged only 5.8 points per game last year, hitting double figures 4 different times. So Smith inside. Mogaliko thought she had the block, but gets called on the foul.
And Pitts is not a known scorer. I mean, this season she's averaging around 5.7, but tonight she has put on a show and brought in some energy and scoring for her team, and that's why they have this 4-point lead right now.
Zoe Smith at the line gets the first. 68% from the line on the season. 8 double-digit point games on the year for Smith, who misses the second 3-point game. As Georgia Tech on upset alert right now. Bounce pass low, a foul called. It's going against Blackshear.
And that offensive set, it's spread out. It looks like they're playing offensively a 1-3-1, and it's throwing Georgia Tech off defensively with the help. And it's leaving an SMU player in the baseline or the corner wide open to cut. And it's drawing the attention of a player that has to go off of the other offensive player to defend and help, and then leaving players like Pitts wide open to draw a foul or get a layup.
Mogaliko in right now for Jessica Peterson, who we showed when we came back, is on that bike. She still is.
Yeah, probably trying to stay warm. You know, this has been a battle, and then they had that long break to get the shot clock going back. You want to make sure you stay warm. You don't want to pull anything.
Lead up to 5 now, tying the largest lead of the game for SMU. Stolen away by Pitts. Robertson lays it up, doesn't get the layup. Floater goes.
Comes back in, misses her shot, gets back in bounds for the rebound and hits the little floater. SMU is really running. They're making it difficult going on this run for Georgia Tech. Falling back into this zone too. That's been difficult for Georgia Tech to score against.
Largest lead of the game. Blackshear inside, puts it on the floor. Dunn for 3. Goes out, offensive rebound. Dunn again. Zoe Smith, Morgan, second 3-point attempt of the game. She's 2 for 2.
And you got a guard. That time, Georgia Tech was able to get a couple of offensive rebounds, and wide open was Tonie Morgan for the 3. I mean, I know she doesn't shoot a lot of them, but you don't want to leave her wide open for that one.
SMU searching for a statement win. And they could make a big statement here against 17th ranked Georgia Tech from Jupiter. Put back, Pitts cannot be stopped.
She can't, and they're going crazy. I mean, she's getting tip-ins, she's everywhere. We know she's a good rebounder, but she is scoring for her team and trying to will a win to end this 7-game skid.
Tonight Jones comes back in. Here's Jessica Peterson re-entering the game as well. Pitts, her career high is 22. She did that against Wichita State last year. A little over a year ago now. She's got 18 tonight to go, 6 rebounds, make it 19.
Yeah, she's having a game.
She's having a game. Peterson's got 12 and 14. Woods 11. You were saying you were looking, a lot of these players are playing above their averages.
They are, and you see it in the box score, playing lights out, especially Pitts, the number she's put up, especially in the second half.
Right, back for Carnegie, deep 3. Bounces out, Zoe Smith, huge rebound. Another one, gets the putback.
And that's how Zoe Smith has to play. We talked about her in the opening as one of the key players for this game, and you know, her being aggressive on the offensive boards and getting easy putbacks is how she can score points.
She had 16 points against Miami in their last game, getting the win there. Here's Pitts inside, can't get the layup. Grabbed down and a foul called on Pitts.
Yeah, and Pitts is unsure about that call, but she's being aggressive. It was a little body. on Blackshear, trying to secure that defensive rebound.
Pitts comes out. That is her 4th personal foul, so
That's
with 6 minutes left.
Yeah, it's a lot of time, so you're going to have to sit her down for a little bit.
Nia Jones also with 3 fouls on the floor right now for SMU. Carnegie, 3 points, was able to finally find a 3 in the second half. She's 1 for 4 from deep as Robertson's called on the foul.
And even though Carnegie was able to get that foul drawn, you know, Georgia Tech looks a little out of sorts and unsure about what they want to do offensively against this SMU zone.
Divers! Divers!
4 fouls now for SMU. Georgia Tech ball at the baseline. Trailing by 5. We're leading in the 3rd quarter. We're leading at half as Carnegie pulls up. Almost taken away. Now Georgia Tech called on the foul, and Dunn.
And it's funny, saying like the refs were letting these teams play. It was chippy, a lot of body, and it was physical. The last couple of fouls the refs have called have been little chippy calls.
5.5 minutes to go in the 4th. SMU in control on the road. Nia Jones, 10 points, 4 assists. Robertson's been cold. She's 4 of 19 from the field. Can she get this one? Doesn't get the bucket, but will get a chance at 2 at the line.
And she can do that. We said, you know, she has been consistent. I think perfect from the free throw line coming into this game. About 15 for 15, but attacking, that's the way she can get points too, especially when she's had a down shooting night like she's having tonight. Still being aggressive. Scorers are going to continue to be aggressive and find ways or maneuver to find holes to score the basketball.
Termes comes in for Blackshear for Georgia Tech. Robertson, like you said, found a traditionally very good free throw shooter. Best on the team. This is her 1st attempt. Second misses as well, 0 for 2, but she gets the ball back.
I don't know
Goes
how
to
that
Nia
happens
Jones.
if you're Georgia Tech. How does the shooter get the rebound? You got to box out. You got to put a body on everybody on that free throw line.
5 on the shot clock. Jones, baseline, passes. Robertson, as it expires, deep 3.
And that's the one that can break your back. Georgia Tech ends up losing this game. They're going to look back at that play. That was a big shot, big opportunity for an offensive rebound, and now you might get Robertson going in this game.
Quick answer for Dunn, and Georgia Tech needed it. Gets it back down to 6.
Yeah, and I think it's time for somebody from Georgia Tech to take over and try to score and be aggressive to attack, because they have just looked a little off their kilter the last few possessions and trying to figure out how to score.
No good on the shot from Woods. Carnegie pulls up, long 2, Smith gets the rebound, puts it back, 4-point game.
Yeah, and that's how quickly the tides can turn. Just being aggressive and playing the game.
Smith now with 9 points after a slow start. It's been a big second half for her, all 9.
Look at these offensive rebounds. Second chance points, 13 offensive rebounds for SMU, turned it into 19 second chance points. Georgia Tech has 10, and it's turned into 14.
The corner, no good. Chit Chat Wright grabs the rebound, fighting with Carnegie for a moment, but friendly face comes away with it. Down by 4. 3:22 left. Here's Smith, now Termes. Goes for Dunn. Draws a foul. Hall gets called with it.
Yeah. And that was
Now on their home floor, what do they got to do to lock in down the stretch?
well, they got to continue to attack, especially how Dunn was doing on that post up, being aggressive, drawing fouls, and that's the way to get back into the game. And if you're SMU, you got to defend without fouling, but make the right decisions also offensively and continue to attack like they've been doing in the 4th.
Dunn hits the first, cuts it to a 3-point lead. Just Could be a huge win for the Toya Wilson era. She's in her 4th season with SMU. Big second free throw for Dunn. Makes it a 2-point game, back at 1 possession. 6-0 run for Georgia Tech over the last 90 seconds. Jones.
You see Georgia Tech in the zone now, trying to make it difficult, not playing one-on-one, but matching up to the person in their area and really moving to close out on shooters and stopping penetration.
Pitts is back in. She's got 4 fouls, remember. Got to chuck up a 3. Can't get it. Offensive board for SMU.
And that's big.
And a travel on Mogaliko. Thought about passing it, second guessed, and the foot moved.
Yeah, and I think Kira Dunn was trying to assist in the ref in making that call. After she lost the basketball and SMU was able to regain and get the offensive rebound, they end up turning it right back over with the travel.
If Georgia Tech can turn it into points on the other end. Zoesha Smith doing work down in the post with Peterson on the bench for SMU. Termis has Robertson. Corner, Chit Chat Wright drives the baseline, floater in and out. Chit Chat Wright with the offensive board, keeps it in. Augustinaite, the 3, short, taken away. Pitts in transition, SMU. Jones, the layup.
Yeah, and that's too easy. If you're Georgia Tech, you got to get back. But a great job of pushing the basketball by Pitts and SMU.
Under 2 minutes to go. Right up top. Doesn't have any points to show in this one so far. Out for Termis, Dunn. 10 seconds on the shot clock, turn, draws the foul, and that's against Pitts.
And I think that's a good call. I mean, Dunn was being aggressive and attacking. Pitts was just playing way too close. And what number is that for Pitts?
That's 5.
She's out. That's tough.
So with 1:40, she had 4 fouls with 6 minutes left. So she was able to stay in for a little bit, but 5 fouls, she's out now. There's another look at it.
And it was more of a flop. That wasn't a push really on Kira Dunn and making that move. She was trying to come off and spin off. Pitts was late getting there and defending. You gotta move your feet. That's unfortunate because she's had an incredible game and that's a tough loss. But SMU still has this lead and they gotta figure out how to close out this game.
Unreal game for Pitts. Leaves the game with 18 points, 6 of 9 from the floor. Perfect 6 of 6 from the line too.
And they've needed every one of those. Free throws are so important when it's key and it's close. They hadn't shot well from the free throw line this afternoon or this evening as a team, 11 of 18, but these are 2 big shots for Kira Dunn.
First one's good. Dunn with 5 second half points. 14 through this game. 6 of 8 from the line. Big 2 free throws from Kira Dunn. Make it 68-66. We got a 2-point game in ATL.
And this is what Georgia Tech's gonna get. When you start getting ranked in the top 25, you're gonna get the best shot from everybody. And SMU is seeing this as an opportunity.
Everyone brings their best against the best. Robertson. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Round the pick. Pull up 2 at the elbow. No good. Gets the rebounds. And a timeout quick from SMU. Good call.
That was, and that's what you...
From the field in the last 3 minutes. Like Fallon said, a lot of points from the charity stripe getting to the line.
But the problem
16.
is the last couple of possessions, Tech's been in that zone. Now switching it back up in a man.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Jones for Woods. Gets the 3, short, and out. SMU wanted a foul as Robertson goes down, but it goes out of bounds first, and she gets helped up.
Yeah, they got to review that.
Gotta take a look.
It looked like Zoesha Smith may have tipped it on the way up, altered that shot, or that 3-point shot that went up by Woods. They're gonna probably have to look at the clock to see who that was out of bounds out.
You heard her, previous plays under review. They're going to take a look at who it's going off of last at the baseline. Zoesha Smith, like you said, might have gotten the tip of the finger on it on the block. We'll have to see. Just got to look at it here.
Need another look. It was after the shot. She slips. That wasn't even a fall or a foul. Robertson, that was just a tough fall, and then they both collided. You know, Tonie Morgan likes to stay on the court, but a better angle of that shot. See how clear. It seemed like Zoesha Smith was closing out well, and that ball was short, but it was short for a reason, either because of a tip or just solid defense by Zoesha Smith to get a hand up.
So it definitely goes straight out. We know it's either it's going to be out from the air ball or
out from a tip or a block.
It'll be out on the tip on Zoesha Smith. Get another look. Do not have an official. Here's the close, and ooh.
There it is.
Zoesha Smith's finger just drags
Grazed
across the ball.
Yeah, that's gonna be SMU's ball.
It'd be her nail. That's how
That
close
athleticism,
this is.
getting up, get the block. She got to be ready for that. Her teammates worked. It went out of bounds. Tonie Morgan was trying to save it or at least box out.
Georgia Tech still has them late in the shot clock. Moves it twice. Jones, 2 seconds. Doesn't go. And it hit the rib. There were some issues with the shot clock from the start of that one.
It was. This has been a crazy day with the shot clock, right? I'm sure after this game, Georgia Tech is going to replace these shot clocks immediately because this has been a whole issue. But getting a look, it looked like that shot from Jones may have hit the rim to reset the shot clock rather than it being a shot clock violation for SMU.
Checking to see the shot clock, if it hit the rim as well. Here's the inbound. It did start. There's the shot from
Oh, no,
Jones.
it didn't. Now that's a shot clock violation.
It didn't. Shot clock.
It didn't hit the rim.
Or it didn't hit the rim.
Look, that's why you get a replay. It's a shot clock violation. Replay helps these referees to get the calls right.
Especially at points like this.
Right, when it's close at the end of a game. Georgia Tech, and this is a big possession for them to attempt to try and either tie this up or regain the lead, but SMU has done a solid job of defending. It's gonna be a big possession.
They'll have it right in front of the bench. Morgan gets open. 45 seconds left to go. Georgia Tech down by 2. Tonie Morgan has 14 for Chit Chat Wright. Round the pit, Morgan again. Kicks it over, Wright inside, in the paint, underneath. Woo! What a bucket!
Big time from the freshman, and she gets hit in the face in the process, trying to regroup, but that might be the biggest play of the freshman's career at Georgia Tech so far. And she just drove it, saw an opening, knew she had the mismatch guarding, Robertson guarding her, trying to get the quick steal from behind, falls short. Chit Chat gets all the way to the basket and finagles it straight up to the rim. But hey, let's see what happens.
1 timeout left for SMU, 2 for Georgia Tech, all tied up. 20 on the clock, almost identical game clock and shot clock. Poked away by Chit Chat Wright, no over and back, Jones keeps it. 10 on.
They gotta make a move. They gotta make a move.
Inside, Peterson throws it up, goes short, and Georgia Tech ball, but the clock expires.
Was it a foul call or was it out of bounds? It was a foul. Whoa.
So it's a foul going against Robertson.
Coach Wilson.
On a push.
Yeah, it looked like it, but to call or make that call at the end of the game, that's difficult. Coach Wilson's highly upset because they're talking about it. But you got one ref making the foul call, but I don't think you can replay and watch to see if a foul or if it was out of bounds.
Gonna take a look. They're seeing where that foul was.
Yeah, you see Peterson flips it up, and Morgan skies to get the rebound. She was trying to call a timeout, falling out of bounds, but with the contact, I'm not sure what you have there. Either you have time expiring, and we're going to overtime. I think that's what we do, Nick. We just call overtime games together.
I was gonna say, we're 2 for 2 if this one goes. So you see, there is time when the ball comes
might
down.
Be. I'm trying to see when she's out of bounds, but she's calling for timeout. I like the meetings and discussions. I mean, some big calls, some big decisions that have to be made by these referees, and they just want to get it right. You know, these teams have fought so hard, but you hate to see this long of a break because now they're cooling off again, you know. You want to stay warm, especially when you got a game that's this tight.
Vital Sissoko, Stevens, Ashley Gloss, and Nick Capel, the 3 officials. As Vital Sissoko, Stevens comes over. 1.2 on the game clock.
And free throws are coming up, I'm assuming, or is it out of bounds? It's free throws, and SMU can't believe it.
Free throws given to Georgia Tech with 1.2 seconds on the clock. Now Fortner's out on the floor, still getting an explanation from Ashley Gloss.
So the foul, so Zoesha Smith, you had it, you said it, Nick. That was the only real foul you probably saw in that sequence. I mean, what Robertson did with the swap or the slap down wasn't that big of a deal. It didn't cause Tonie Morgan to fall out of bounds.
First one's good for Smith. They take the lead.
And Zoesha Smith, she may not have had her 16 today, but if she can knock this free throw down, it'll be another solid outing for Zoesha Smith.
Smith gets them when they count. 11 points for her and a 2-point lead for Georgia Tech with 1.2 to go in the fourth.
But it's still not a lot of time left, but it's time to make a decent move to the basket.
Big inbound. SMU down by 2, 1.2 on the clock. Inside, Robertson takes the dribble but gets fouled.
And Tonie Morgan can't believe it. It was a hard foul. She's hurting. Robinson's still on the ground, or Robertson, from taking that hit. It's 2 shots. She wasn't shooting or in the act of shooting. She was going for that dribble. It's the right call. But like I said, this is a game of runs, and Tonie Morgan was beating herself up because she knows she made a bad decision falling for that shot fake. But you got to give credit to Robinson. I mean, she was still going into her move, and Tonie Morgan just overran it and ran straight into Robertson.
Like you said, Fallon, 1.2 seconds is still a lot of time. Down by 2. Nia Robertson, the go-to for SMU at the line. Misses the first. The best free throw shooter on this SMU team. She's 0 for 3 on the day.
Yeah, she's having a tough night from the free throw line, and at this point, she has to hit this one or miss and try and give her teammate a quick tip.
Goes in with 0.6 left. Immediate timeout from Nell Fortner and Georgia Tech. SMU tried to upset 17th ranked Georgia Tech. Yellow Jackets up by 1. Can't find anyone. And it's SMU's ball.
And that's 2 big mistakes, I would say, by Tonie Morgan, you know, as a junior. And you got to applaud the defense by Maga Lico. She did a great job of just getting up on the ball like Coach Wilson told her to do. But it's not much time to get something going. It's going to have to be a quick shot, but that's a big mistake by Tonie Morgan.
0.6 seconds left. SMU with a chance. Jones chucks it up. Can't go off the glass. And Georgia Tech wins a thriller.
Yeah, they did, and that's what it's about.